Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, Break It Down. Let's check in with the little tieflings now that we've saved Mirkon.
With haste.
I'm not saying that I do good for a reward, but if I get one, all the better.
When do I get to run the ring?
I had a feeling you'd be back. Mirkon says you got him out of a tight spot with some harpies. Gotta say, I'm impressed. Anyway, you want to talk? Talk.
Oh, this would have been useful against the harpies.
Anything else? You've been a friend to us. Come back anytime.
Of course.
Not long until we leave now.
You came! I have... Here! Mole said I should thank you properly for the harpies. So I wrote you a story.
Option 2. Aren't you the clever one? That's very kind.
It's about you. I hope you like it.
Alright, we received Mirkon's story. Mirkon's present to you, describing how you saved him from the harpies, how he thinks you were amazing. Once there was a boy on a beach. He saw there was a harpy nest. He was a very good climber. He wanted to climb to the top and steal from the harpy nest, but the harpy was very mean. She sang a song and the boy forgot what he was doing. But then an adventurer passed by. The adventurer was very strong and killed the harpy in one blow and saved the boy. The boy is very cold and scared. He was standing in the water, so he was very cold. But the adventurer had saved him. The boy thought the adventurer was amazing. The boy wanted to be like the adventurer. He wanted to be strong and save people and never be scared again, just like the adventurer. The end. That was cute.
I'm gonna be like you someday. Killing all the scary monsters.
Nice. We're an inspiration. Oh, that's right. Oh, let's grab Will. Sorry, Gale,
Flies before me.
but you don't have to speak with animals, so we have to leave you behind.
How can I help?
So I'm not going to give him an artifact prematurely. May as well wait until he needs it, right? I'm not sure how his timer works. I was wondering, that condition of yours, why does it require magic?
Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Sounds a little warlocky. Alright, I need to remain in the camp for a while. rather than on the road with me.
I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it.
Perhaps we'll travel together again later.
I'll be here in the meantime, idling away the hours.
Alright, Will, with me.
Well met.
I'd like you to join me.
That's the spirit. The pride of the gate. Sure, why not?
You're curious. You got a great many odors about you. What happened to you?
Oh, that's right, we're playing as Will. Like, that's not my character's background. Speak of Baldur's Gate. Tell him how your father cast you out.
He listens, rapt, hanging on every word.
The city sounds like rot. You're better off right here.
Thanks, Bosk.
Time to press ahead.
So I imagine just walking up and taking it's out of the question. We'll probably get attacked by every druid in the grove. I wonder if we just plink it off the pedestal with an arrow. How they would react to that.
Quick step.
Alright, stop dancing and go away. How long is he gonna do that for? Alright, come back later. Actually, hold on.
How much farther can I go?
I'd like me to go back there. Is he following us around? It's quick save. Alright, as a paladin, it is my obligation to say, Astarion, keep your fingers to yourself.
Best be on my way.
But also, don't put that potion back.
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Kagha. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
Imprison her. She's just a child.
She's a parasite.
She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks.
Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Kagha. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
I don't like that I'm not playing as my paladin. Release her. I'll see that she stays out of trouble. Alright, let's do it with advantage because it gives us 2 rolls versus just the 1. Nice.
Very well. She may go. Break your word, and my serpent shall feed. Sif, Tila to me! Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
It hurts.
Thank you, Kagha. Master Halsin.
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
You were frightened of wolves, Shadowheart?
Yeah, so
Everyone's frightened of something.
I was in the midst of swapping between Astarion and my
It's hardly
Paladin,
irrational when you see the
and so I
fangs
controlled
on those
Astarion
things.
during that cutscene.
I suppose you've noticed I'm not terribly fond of wolves. They're ravenous predators with fangs like daggers. It's hardly an irrational fear to harbor. You've been decent to me so far. Maybe if you can, don't make me face any more of them. At least, not alone.
Everyone's got their own fears. I won't judge yours.
Really? Some might think it makes me a liability. Maybe that's what I like about you. You're different.
Do I want to romance Shadowheart? I know we don't have all the companions yet. I'm sure the game takes that into account. We can always swap romances if we want to. Yeah. I cannot but feel you and I might have missed a chance to connect. Truly connect.
I think I know what you mean. There's an undeniable rapport, and yet we haven't made time for each other. Time alone. Easily remedied, if you like. I know a place.
Okay, I like that. Just lead the way.
Not just yet. Let's choose our moment. Some quiet night, when the others are asleep and there's no distractions, I'll come for you.
Another step forward.
I need to cast light again. Let's go check in with Arabella and her parents.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Because otherwise I might forget.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
No more light-fingered antics. Right, Arabella?
Yeah. I mean, thank you for helping me.
Alright, Chimera's Locket. And Will's inspired, thanks to Snake Whisperer.
Our job to get us out of here safely.
Alright, so Chimera's Locket grants dancing
My
lights.
job too.
I'll work carefully into the locket's metal back
No one
are the
does.
words, "Never dark again."
We have to look after ourselves. That's what Mole said.
Might come in handy.
I wonder what the next move is.
Don't waste a step.
Also, dancing lights isn't that useful. Now, we haven't really been to any dark areas yet. It might come in to play then. But it might be something that I can just feed to Will. It's currently second on my list.
Defender of the people. Keeping pace.
The rat doesn't respond. It simply bares its teeth. The rat glares at you, but says nothing.
Time for a chat.
Another stranger come to vex me. What will you do? Hunt me? Grab my tail? Shout until my head hurts?
Yeah. I just wanted to give you my smell. I'll leave you be.
No, wait. You smell fresh. Safe. You can stay, if you must.
Let's read these plaques real quick.
These boots have seen everything.
So the wild plaque.
Forest rose with claw and tooth to tear the darkness from its roots. The mural depicts druid and beast fighting together to drive monsters from their land. It looks like they were victorious, and yet the monsters have returned.
But a badger? Yeah, it's a wolf and a badger. Offspring plaque.
By claw and tooth from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The mural shows druids claiming the grove in the name of the old oak, Sylvanus, god of nature.
Logbook 12, 1371. This hefty book is labeled 1371 and stamped with an elegant stag against a dark green background. 6 Uktar. Sent 2 druids, some of the newer recruits up north. Village there has had 2 years of failed crops and are unlikely to survive the next winter. 9 Uktar. A group from Baldur's Gate arrived. They've set up camp on the edge of the forest. 2 bears and a fox came by. Their territory has been burned out. Half the fox's cubs died. Paying this new group a visit tomorrow. 10 Uktar. Visit did not go well. After telling me where to shove it, they said they cut down half the forest and burn out any wildlife that dared to stick around. Claimed they were going to farm the land and make a new city of their own. Time to get creative. 12 Uktar. Mudslide did the trick. Buried half their farming equipment and made the rest useless. They won't be back anytime soon. Got reports of a red wizard in the village south of here. Sending 3 rangers to investigate. If they catch even a whiff of a red cloak, I'm contacting the House of Sylvanus. A red cloak means a wizard of Thay.
I don't want blood on my hands. We have the right to defend
They're usually
our
bad
home.
news.
So that's what you want? To kill a bunch of innocents? I don't want to kill anyone, but I won't let this grove be harmed. Not again.
Those count as stealing. The wicker chest is not. Right.
That
Union
mural,
plaque.
They look like
Darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. Harp and wild. You recall stories of an alliance between druids and the harpers, but the details are vague.
Devil child! One who tried to steal from us! Yet she failed. That's
The
what
grove
matters.
sported some rather interesting murals, I must say. They just reminded me of something half forgotten. It seemed to depict Lady Shah's warriors in combat. I hadn't known they were active in these parts.
Char's warriors. Care to elaborate?
You know me. I'm not usually one to elaborate if I can avoid it. They looked like dark justiciars, an elite force among Lady Shah's ranks. Only the very finest proved themselves worthy of the title.
Sounds like you aspire to join them.
What right-minded servant of Lady Shah wouldn't? But it's a distant dream. The Dark Justiciars have been silent for years. Curious to see them depicted in such a place. Perhaps there's more to it. But there's nothing to be done about it just now.
So it's highlighted red. I mean, I can't read it, or just can't pick it up. Quick save and use it.
The towers seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. The broken helmet bears the mark of Shah, the Dark Lady. And if the darkest one is Shah, Moonrise must be her celestial sister.
Where did I get cut off there? Let's speak to Loic. Or Loic.
Please leave. Our hospitality has limits, and they were crossed long ago.
Alright. Can I read your books? Nope, can't read that one. Read this one, though. A scrap of a larger map fastened to the page with fragrant sap. Someone has written, tainted by curse above the lands to east, beyond the mountains, on the road to Baldur's Gate. That's called Study of the Sword Coast. A warning to the Sword Coast. People of the Sword Coast, look around you. What do you see? A collection of gods-fearing humans, elves, and dwarves, or an infernal corruption of that divine image. Tieflings, wearing their devilish heritage for all to see, walk among us as if they didn't owe their existence and allegiance to the lords below. These Hell's-Touch peoples have infiltrated our cities, our organizations, even our families. They can claim to be good all they wish. Would you believe the tiger who looks at you with dripping fangs if he said he ate nothing but vegetables?
On the ground and let them trample us.
No, we can see their true nature, plain as day. But they are not the only evil infiltrating our world. All around us, I see Drow, Duergar, and other creatures of the Underdark strive for acceptance. But why should you accept them, when their brothers raid our countryside and steal our children? Obviously, I'm not saying they should be cast out. Obviously, I'm not saying we should return these delinquents to the Underdark and drive the Tieflings back to the hells they came from. But be wary of these people, my friends. Be suspicious when you see them, and especially suspicious when you do not. Great. Propaganda. Plotprint suggests an animal walked across this entry, smudging everything except a few words. Animal Scout sent Eastern towns, villagers possibly still alive,
We have the right
violent.
to defend our home.
It was
So that's what
called
you want?
Grimy Report.
To kill a bunch of innocents.
I don't want to kill anyone, but I won't let this grove be harmed. Not again.
Alright, detailed report. Someone has written Shadow Curse at the top of this page, and a number of notes below. Freeze infected but still alive. Malicious component to underlying magic. Resist removal, attempts to infect caster. Range and severity of curse suggest divine origin. Umbral characteristics and vicinity to Shar's temple suggest goddess herself is responsible.
Temple of Shah? Where? And what's this about a curse?
It's pretty par of the course for Shar, I think. Where's the guy that was over here talking? Hey, Findal! A familiar face? We saved you.
Oh, my savior. I wish you could have visited in better times.
The guy whose name started with M that was sitting right here. Oh, there's another rat.
Pride of the gate.
The rat watches your movements but does not speak.
He only squeaks.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Speak to Wrath.
You did well to speak up for the girl. That snake is fickle. A tragedy prevented.
So, while Kagha definitely gives off a terrible first impression, I don't know that I would call her a monster yet. And if I hadn't spoken up, What would have happened?
Nothing befitting a child. Nothing befitting any of our world's creatures. We've let a snake replace our leader. She will see the tieflings driven out, or worse.
How did Kagha take over the whole grove?
She is First Druid in Halsin's absence. With him caught or dared by goblins, none may gainsay.
But more will die if her ritual is finished. I doubt those exiled by the right will survive long outside.
If no one's looking for Halsin, I could do it.
Would you? I would give anything to see Halsin return home.
No need to fret. I'll find him.
Sylvanas' blessing upon you, and my gratitude as well.
Halsin is an elf with the presence of a bear. He left west with the adventurers.
You won't mistake the First Druid for anyone else.
Yet she failed.
So,
That's
talking to
what
him, there was
matters.
another bit of dialogue that got cut off, which is the second example. This and then the plaque over here.
I wish I could offer more assistance. For now, I must keep a close watch on Kagha.
I hope to see both you and Halsin again soon.
There he is. Mark Coril. I could have just walked around the table, but
What
sure.
will the tieflings want next? Letting the Hellchild go was a mistake.
This must be your literature. Right there.
Have to keep going.
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster?
Monster?
Actually,
Too kind. A demon, more like.
purposely did not say that. I mean, this is also true. Only a monster would threaten a child.
Yes, you would say so. I know your kind. You see only villains and victims. A viper bears her fangs defending her brood. I call her mother. You call her monster. No matter. I took back the idol of Sylvanas, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders.
Oh wow, straight to hostilities. Zevlor believes his people will perish on the road.
And mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike.
Then it seems I best speak to Zevlor.
You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded. Why are you here? I sent you to Zevlor.
I'm told there's a healer here. Where is she?
Nettie, yes. She's bumbling about somewhere. But if your treatment is meant to outlast the rite, you'll be removed with the rest.
This rite must be born of powerful magic.
The rite of thorns. It is the Tree Father's gift that none come to harm. When we speak the final prayer, the great vine will sprout forth. The grove will be cloaked in bramble and thorn. No one enters, no one leaves. Sanctuary. None of this can happen while Outlanders infect us. Sylvanas demands that we choke them out.
This might be seen as a lie because we haven't gone back to speak to Zevlor. We know he believes this, but
we have the right to defend our
We'll talk to him first.
So that's what you want? To kill a bunch of innocents? I don't want to kill anyone, but I won't let this grove be harmed. Not again.
Alright, Druid's Chambers. Alright, there's Nettie.
They did a number on you, didn't they?
On
Does that
antidotes. A deep crease in the spine makes the booklet fall open to reveal one recipe in particular. Neat writing in the corner marks it as an antidote for all known potions. This is it. The recipe that made me decide to publish my notes. The story might not interest you, but I shall record it for posterity. Feel free to skip to the actual recipe. I was sitting in the elf song, sipping my usual hot cocoa, the heat soothing the pain in my scaleless hands. A small child, human, stumbled through the door sick as a dog. All the other patrons seemed like they wanted to help, but nobody could pay for an antidote for a stranger's child. Meanwhile, the ingredients were just lying around in the kitchen. Every single one of those people could have saved that child, if only I knew how. It felt like a crime. Recipe for 1 bottle of antidote. Extracts needed: salts of mugwort, suspension of bullywug trumpet. Method: slowly trinkle salts into suspension. Stir clockwise until the concoction's consistency turns almost chewable. It might turn slightly green, but this is purely aesthetic and has no effect on the antidote itself. And remember, when in doubt with alchemy, just recall the rule of 3. Thrice the same ingredient forms an extract excellent. That's the dragonborn alchemist we read about earlier. Can I do anything with this? Cauldron of boiling theriac. Free mugwort.
Nearly there.
All of this is stealing. Ooh, Nettie's gloves. We'll probably pick those up. Druid notebook. This is an ancient notebook whose ink is faded and pages are starting to crumble. It's not easy. Some words can still be made out. Etheric is finished, but it costs us the land. Darkness has fallen. Corruption is everywhere. Chased by shadows, picking us off, druids and harpers alike. Our wounded were safe. I returned, searching for survivors. Lost, but I found his shade. I put it to rest and took his glaive. Blade infused with shadow. I've locked it away to serve as a reminder that even victory can taste bitter. So I'm sure this is indicating a weapon we can find somewhere. And if it's tied to the harpers, we have that map. Somewhere near Moonrise Towers. Oral Histories of Faerun, the Spell Plague. Familiar with that? I believe that's the opening act in the Neverwinter MMO, which I've played a little bit of.
Just hold still.
It's also, I think it's in Neverwinter Nights, right? One of the modules. This book is comprised of several chapters, one for each cited source. It claims to contain first-hand transcriptions of the oral histories of several storytellers throughout the realm. Oh, 3 pages. I think it's the first book that's this long. Chapter 25. Cornelius and Tamilius Worthywort. Halflings encountered on the Golden Road south of Enerlet. I met the brothers, or rather they found me, in the lower pass through the Firesheer Mountains. They had encountered a trail of golden discs along the path, and had resolved to gather and return them to whatever fool had more coin than common sense. It was to our mutual embarrassment, then, that I removed my cloak to reveal my patchwork yellow hide. It was molting season, I explained, and a traveler on the road had not the luxury to shed their scales in private, as would be proper. I suspect they knew too little of Dragonborn to be appropriately disgusted, and instead invited me to sup with them. Over a roadside fire, I learned of the purpose behind their journey. Cornelius. Lurin, my lad, our ancestral home. It was lost during the spell plague. Camelius. We're nothing lost, Con. It's not Nan's lucky Nashers, is it? It sank. C, or Cornelius. Wasn't I there when the blue fire took it? Sure, what do you remember? You're knee-high to a gnome.
We'll fix you up.
T. I remember you crying. Maybe it was you that sank the place. Going back to finish the job? C. Watch that lip, lest I fatten it, not flatten it. Only a fool speaks ill of his homeland. The brows are bristling dangerously, so I diverted hostilities by speaking of my own people's ancestral home, the blighted world of Abir, and the 1,000-year tyranny of dragons we lived under, until the blue fire of the spell plague brought us to this world. C. Right. T. Another potato?
Don't touch me.
See about taking Nettie's gloves. Oh, they don't have any effect. Well, Nettie's gloves. A small pair of supple gloves stamped with alternating patterns of leaves and acorns. Though well worn and stained with earth, they're in excellent condition. They sell for 20 gold, so still worth having. Okay, so I'm not allowed to read the stone tablets either.
Nearly there.
Portrait of Los. That's a reference to Original Sin 2. We'll keep our eyes peeled. Maybe there's more. Can't reach it. So maybe they can't be collected? Has to be a way to reach that. If we have telekinesis, we could pick it up.
To defend our home. So that's what you want? To kill a bunch of innocents? I don't want to kill anyone. But I won't let this grove be harmed.
I don't want to leave it behind. I'll figure it out probably off camera. Let's grab the mugwort and dagger root. That's not stealing. Honestly, a potion of healing would be worth having as well. I get to it without getting caught.
Just hold still.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to call it here, and in the next one we'll speak to Nettie, who may, though probably does not have a cure for a tadpole condition. Also try speaking to the wounded bird. Oh, looks a little grainy back there, doesn't he? And go from there. The reason why I don't think Nettie has the cure is because all of our companions were talking about going and speaking to the goblin priestess, but we knew about Nettie first. After I spoke to the goblin in the cage, all my companions automatically assumed we're going to go speak to Gut, the priestess. So, but she might have something we can try, or a lead. Either way, for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.